I'm going to yap a little bit, 'cause a lot of you would ask for the sauce, so if you want to skip it, I'll highlight the time when the story starts. Anyway, this story is called Fuck I Forgot. You'll just put it on the screen. Okay, now subscribe, 'cause I ain't going to say it in the end. Our story starts with our protagonist, 16-year-old Abikura-kun, a second-year high school student, thinking that everything is going according to his plan. Who is going to tell him that he ain't Ison? He thought everything was normal, and he wanted a normal teacher, too. Suddenly, something crashed behind the door. The whole class looked towards the door and said, "What was that?" Suddenly, a zombie, the teacher, came out and entered the class. Everyone was terrified, knowing that she would be their teacher. She started making zombie noises, and someone said that she was putting a curse on them. And guys, don't worry. The liquid on her face definitely wasn't cum, and if my horny senses are correct, she's a virgin. Her name is Hiyori-sensei, by the way. There was a rumor that if you made her angry, she'd put a curse on you, which earned her the nickname, the Scary Teacher. And our side buddies saw cursed seals on her notebook. Another girl said that she hid her out of nowhere, and then cursed her too. After school, our boy and his friend were heading home. The friend said that the teacher was pretty scary. Our boy said that he didn't want this sensei to teach them, and it wasn't normal anymore. His friend said that he was obsessed with normal things. Suddenly, our boy remembered that he had forgotten some papers in the classroom, so he told his friend and went back to get them. In class, our sensei was taking attendance, and because it's some Japanese stuff, our boy had to come at the right time. He thought, what is sensei doing there alone? Yeah, she's taking attendance in an empty classroom. She was literally in a class of stuffed toys. As she started the lesson, our boy thought that she was using those stuffed toys to curse the students, and he wondered if the rumors were true all along. He noticed that Sensei started asking questions to the toys and answering by making fake voices herself, giving them 100 points. Then our boy realized she was practicing a class with stuffed animals. He thought her voice was so low that the pens were making more noise than her. Realizing that her voice was too low, Sensei decided to speak louder. Noticing her position, our boy thought that Sensei was going to breathe some air, but she decided to bless us by showing her nice, big-hearted personalities. Since it's a new channel, I ain't gonna take any risks, so I'll censor it. Our boy was shocked by her actions and thought, why did she do that? It turns out she undressed because she wanted to feel her breath. Holy moly, I hope it gets animated. Our sensei got tired just by breathing. Our boy thought that while sensei seemed scary, she was actually quite weak and shy. He kept staring at her and couldn't take his eyes off her. Well, neither can we. Our sensei was going to take a break, but our boy noticed that there wasn't any chair where she was going to sit, as she had pushed it away earlier. Like a hero, our boy ran to her to save her from falling, but she ended up sitting on him. Sensei looked back, then looked at him, wondering why the chair was there. Our boy apologized and said that he was there to get something he had forgotten, and saw her practicing something. Sensei was embarrassed by this. Then Sensei started by saying that she had fuck. She's antisocial. Got it. She had always wanted to be a teacher. It's her first year being a teacher, and she wanted to do her best at work. Then she went into zombie mode. Seeing this, our boy thought that her voice was getting lower and lower. She then said that this morning she hit the door by being careless, and because of the loud sound, the kids got scared. Now our boy understood where the blood came from. Then she started finding her notes, and when our boy saw them, he realized they were just notes, not cursed seals. Then suddenly, while getting up, our sensei fell on our boy again. Damn, you lucky bastard, Sensei apologized in that zombie tone. Then our boy understood that everything made sense now, that their teacher wasn't scary. She just had a small voice, wasn't strong, but was hard-working and shy. Our boy decided to leave, but their teacher told him something he couldn't hear. Then Sensei ran to him. What the fuck? Anyway, she thanked him for saving her from falling earlier, and that's how Abakura-kun fell in love with his sensei. In the next chapter, we see Sensei dragging a heavy bag. Everyone was scared, thinking she might be dragging a body in it. Let's be honest, everyone wants to be in there. A person. Wait a minute. Where is bro looking? That's quite sus. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, a person asked if that was the trash bag from the teacher's classroom and why she was tired. Sensei replied that it was heavier than she thought, even though it was just foam. But we all know why this is. She has two big reasons behind this. No, actually 4. Later, our boy was lost in thought about yesterday's incident and couldn't stop thinking about Sensei since that day. No one would. He was thinking that even though she's a hard-working teacher, people always misunderstood her mumbling as curses. Finally, Bro realized he was taking too long to clean the place. As he was leaving, he saw Sensei exercising. Let's be real, guys. I don't think I can concentrate on the text right now. All I can see is her personality. Anyway, our boy thought maybe she was working out to become stronger. But the thing is, Sensei wears a jacket that she used to wear as a student, and her personality doesn't fit in there very well because it's too damn tight. She was literally getting tired just by warming up, and our boy thought she was too weak. Sensei decided to do some jump rope and show us how important physics is. Our boy thought that even though she is weak, she can show physics pretty well. Holy moly, that rope literally crashed on her personality and then her other personality. She's literally punishing herself to entertain us. So for her, hit that like button and subscribe. Our boy is shocked seeing that Sensei is so bad at even jump roping, and she even tied herself with the rope. Sensei decided to rest, exhausted. She was about to fall, and our boy decided to save her again. He ran up to her, calling her name. Then he grabbed her hand, and in the process, her zipper ripped apart. Sensei freaked out and started saying, "It isn't what it looks like." She continued by saying that she was practicing for a tournament in October, even though it's only March. He told her she should do some other exercises like cardio. She said that she tried, but she didn't do very well and screamed in a weird way that annoyed her neighbors. Our boy thought that maybe it was the zombie cursing. Sensei decided to promote our boy by saying she'd do it if he helped her. Later, we see our boy helping Sensei, and he thought, how did I end up like this? But his main concern was that he couldn't control himself while touching her legs. So he decided to say something to distract himself. Then he dropped the bomb on the Japanese and asked her what her ideal type was. He instantly started regretting it, and the Japanese seemed to take the bomb as something else. And she started saying what kind of teacher she wanted to be. Our boy was shocked that she misunderstood the simple question, but he wished that maybe one day she'd become the teacher she wanted to be. Suddenly, Sensei started making weird noises, sounds similar to something though. Guess what? We aren't the only ones who thought about that. Anyway, in the next chapter, our boy decided to introduce her in the same way as usual. People always misunderstood our sensei, and our boy didn't blame them because she really is pretty weird. He knows that she tries very hard, and he does want to help her, but he couldn't think of a way. Then he thought he just wanted a normal life and would buy a manga and relax. When he entered the store, he saw our sensei crying while reading a book. He was shocked to see her there, so he decided to hide. Then he was more shocked to see that the teacher was crying only by reading the author's biography. Seeing Sensei buy it, our boy became more curious about what she was reading and wanted to see the book. Well, it was a book about high school teacher teaching techniques. Seeing this, our boy thought that he also wanted to cry when he saw her. Suddenly, Sensei started checking her wallet. Our boy thought that maybe she couldn't afford it. Our boy was shocked when he realized that Sensei even got tired counting money. She started doing it again and again. When Sensei got to the counter, the cashier asked if she needed a shopping bag, which would be only 5 yen. It looked like she didn't have the budget for a shopping bag. After thinking and mumbling too much, Sensei said she'd take them as they were. As Sensei was leaving, it started raining, making it hard for her to carry those books like that. She tried to put them in her purse, but they didn't fit. Sensei was struggling to save the books from the rain. Then, as always, our boy decided to help her. He searched for something in his bag and ran up to her, calling her name. What a "it should have been me" moment. Sensei apologized for nothing and asked if he was there to buy books too. Then our boy gave her a shopping bag and told her to use it. After some hesitation, Sensei decided to use it and thanked him. Right at that moment, a car passed by and splashed some water on them, silencing them. Our boy asked Sensei if she was okay. Here, our Sensei was amazed and said, while removing her coat, that because of the bag our boy gave her, her books were protected. Then she asked if he gave it to her because he knew that things like this always happened to her. Our boy was speechless while seeing something unholy at that moment. It looked like the water had made her blouse see-through. In the next chapter, we see our boy walking to school, and our Sensei was running to school. She already looked tired. Our boy asked her if she was all right and why she was running like that. Then she told him that she wasn't a morning person and had overslept. And I just noticed that one of the buttons on her shirt was unbuttoned. She told him that today's second period was their first long homeroom together, and she told him to hurry up as well. It looked like our boy noticed that button too. Before going, Sensei decided to say good morning to another student, but she ended up freaking her out. The atmosphere in the class was pretty good until our zombie mommy walked in. She was mumbling something and a student freaked out, thinking she was talking about killing. It looked like Sensei was really cooked, and that's how the homeroom of terror started. She wrote something on the board, but everyone misunderstood it and said that maybe she was writing a sutra to start their living funeral. Her face was pretty red, maybe from embarrassment or tiredness. When our Sensei tried to grab the box cutter, it fell on the floor. So when she bent down to grab it, her stockings got stuck on the table and she freaked out. Be gathering strength to attack them, and our boy thought she was too weak for that. When she still wasn't moving, our boy thought maybe she had a cramp in her leg, and knowing her, it sounded plausible. So he decided to help her by saying that she should join the class committee. So he asked her permission to allow him to move things along, and he thought it was hard and not modest at all. Our boy asked if she was okay or not. Then Sensei asked him to remove her stockings from the nail. "Well, you pervs, I ain't showing anything here because she wasn't wearing any panties." Sensei told him not to look and said again that she didn't have time after oversleeping that morning and she forgot to wear them. Our boy was shocked. Then Sensei said that her leg got cramped so she couldn't move. Our boy was nervous about touching her stockings in front of all the students, but he thought he couldn't just leave her like this. Then Sensei said she didn't want her first class to be like this. Seeing this, our boy removed her stockings from the nail at lightning speed, and Sensei moaned. That's what I call thumbnail material. Sensei stood up, embarrassed, and said they would decide the remaining class committee members. She made Abakura the class president. In Chapter 5, we see that the class isn't normal anymore while Sensei was mumbling. The students were getting scared, as always. But no one other than our boy knew that she tries her best, despite being weaker than average. Looks like she can write after all. After class, a student asked our boy to do his homework because he's president. He soon regretted his decision to join the school council. When he got to his desk, he found a note written by Sensei saying she wanted to discuss something about class management after school and told him to stay after class ended. Looks like he got the prize for his hard work. Later, we see Sensei calling our boy's name through a megaphone. Even using that, nothing came out. She's literally cooked. He asked if they were going to discuss class management, but it looked like Sensei was in some trouble. She said she received criticism at the staff meeting today, where all the teachers said her voice was too low and hard to hear. So she decided to use the megaphone so everyone could hear her. Our boy could see her effort, but the mic was just amplifying her mumbling too. Our boy said it was a good plan, and that it would help her communicate and everyone would know she wasn't a scary teacher. Turns out Sensei didn't know she was known as the scary teacher in the school. She asked if she was really feared. Hearing this, she felt a little pain underneath her personality. Defeated, Sensei leaned against the wall and said she understood why no one looked her in the eye that much. Then she asked our boy if he interacted with her normally or not. She said that even being a beta for a year, he decided to be a sigma, which is why he talked to her even though he was scared. She told him she admired him. Our boy thought this has turned into a weird misunderstanding. Anyway, he told her that using the megaphone was a great idea and that she should try out her pronunciation one word at a time. Then she started singing, or whatever that was, who knows. Our boy praised her and said he understood everything. Hearing this, Sensei got excited, so she decided to stand on the podium and test her voice. When she started speaking again, our boy said he still understood everything. She asked if everyone would stop being afraid of her now. Our boy said he was pretty sure. She asked again if everyone would really know her feelings. Our boy said definitely. Then she asked if her feelings were reaching him. He said they were. Sensei became happy and thanked our boy for saving her every time. He disagreed, but his mind was racing. Am I falling in love with her? Is it okay to fall in love with your teacher? Sensei started laughing, saying it was pretty tiring. Then suddenly the mic fell from her hand and our boy rushed to save it because it would help Sensei communicate with her students. Well, guess what? Sensei fell right on top of him while trying to catch the megaphone.
Ah! It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
Sensei started apologizing. Something unholy is happening, by the way. Not sure what'll happen in 9 months. She told him to stop talking or she might cause a tsunami. Then they decided to continue the class management discussion and leave. Before leaving, Sensei said she admired him and wanted to work hard together. Definitely my little bro is working hard. Abikura agreed. Now I'm starting to worry about where my other hand was this whole time while writing the script and editing the video.